All right, let's begin with lesson 4. So we are understanding the causes of the French Revolution. Now let's get into like what really happened during the French Revolution. So before we do that, let's go through these words. So nationalism, pride in one's country. We need to know this word. This is also an enduring issue. When we see this word, we see that hopefully that part nation. So that tells us that we are seeing our pride. We are going to have this word come back multiple times when we talk about the rise of fascism in Germany, when we talk about the rise of the independence movements throughout Africa and Asia to kick out the Europeans. We're going to come back to this idea. So it's an important word you must know. Reign, spelled R-E-I-G-N, is a period of time when that someone is in charge of a country. So when someone is reigning, they are in charge. So it might be a king, could be a president, could be a ruler, it doesn't matter. But when it is spelled like this, it means their reign. Radical, advocating or based on thorough or complete political or social change. So when someone is referencing themselves as being a radical, they want a huge, complete change. And then the guillotine. The guillotine is a machine with a heavy blade sliding vertically in grooves used for beheading people. So the idea with the guillotine was that this was supposed to create a level of equality. Everyone would die the same way. Our big idea for this is that during the Reign of Terror stage of the French Revolution, extremists attempted to address issues in France through violent executing those that opposed them, and they will be doing this through the guillotine. The Declaration of the Rights of Man, which was the text that you guys read in the previous lesson, was adopted on August 26, 1789, and it states that all men have natural rights and should be equally protected under the law. And please do not forget to understand that this is heavily inspired by the Enlightenment and John Locke. Olympe de Gauss. Olympe de Gauss was the writer of the Declaration of the Rights of Women. She was a self-educated butcher's daughter from the south of France. She writes a lot of pamphlets, including on issues of getting rid of slavery, and then she writes the Declaration of the Rights of Women, and for that she ends up being executed in 1793 as part of the Reign of Terror. Maximilien Robespierre, he's super important. Now, for the most part, for our leaders in global history, we really only need to understand their last name. So he is just going to be Robespierre. If you're writing an essay and you're just like, hey, Robespierre did this or Robespierre believed that, we know who you're talking about. There's only one Robespierre. You don't have to worry about trying to remember his first name. So Robespierre is a very important leader and speaker during the French Revolution. He is a member of the group known as the Jacobins, and his big claim to fame is he's going to begin the Reign of Terror. Okay, and he is nicknamed the Incorruptible, meaning that no one was able to actually like get to him, convince him of a new idea or anything like that. Now, one of the unfortunate things that you're going to see in a minute is that Robespierre then eventually leads this committee of public safety under the Jacobins. He starts the Reign of Terror, and with starting the Reign of Terror, actually ends up executing a large percentage of the French. In that process of that execution, he ends up, people get freaked out by him, they end up actually executing him. And then we see that Louis himself is executed on January 21st, 1793 in Revolution Square in Paris. He is convicted of conspiracy with foreign powers, and he is executed using the guillotine. And Marie Antoinette, his wife, is convicted of treason, and she is also executed by means of the guillotine. If we look at the picture that you have in here and the picture that was part of your do now, what you will see is that this here is the guillotine. Okay, and with this guillotine, what we notice is it is very high up. They would bring the blade up and then drop it suddenly so that the head would be separate from the body. And then the head itself was typically, especially in Louis's case, was picked up and shown to the crowd so that everyone would know that he had died.